Hello and welcome back to the analysis of XAUUSD Gold. My name is Vic. I'm the founder of Vikinsa Capital Management. Thanks for joining me here. Now, gold has started to take a correction from one of the important levels that I gave you last time. In fact, if you have been following my analysis in the last one, I mentioned three important levels because of the structure that it was forming, and gold hit one of them, which was very accurate and started to fall from there. Now, what we need to do is just go back a step, take a step back, and see what gold is trying to do, what kind of structures or patterns are forming, so that we can anticipate or we can plan the next opportunity, right? So let's start. Now, on the higher time frame, now what you will notice that market is actually consolidating. This is a bigger consolidation if you want to treat it like this. Now, during this consolidation, as part of the FCP methodology, we do not actually focus too much on this consolidation. We rather focus on the patterns which are forming in there. So what you will notice that we have this W pattern, and when W pattern completes, the market goes down. So the market fell. Now once it has fallen through this, what it has done, it has actually formed a kind of M pattern here, which is like this. Now this M pattern, which I mentioned before in previous analysis, does not actually finish there. It actually comes somewhere around here, around 1500s or so. But because the market actually pushed higher, and this happened pretty much in line with what DXY has been doing. DXY fell from its target zone. By the way, if you have not actually seen the DXY analysis, go and check it out. It is already there on the YouTube now, so you should be able to check it out. Now, because the DXY fell, the gold actually went higher. Now, that is not necessarily that is going to happen all the time. There is, in the long run, there may or may not be a direct correlation between DXY and gold. If you do not believe that, open the chart, multi-year chart on dollar and gold. You will see that they do not actually go against each other all the time. But in this case, that did happen. Dollar fell, gold went up. Now dollar is trying to go toward dollar is trying to go up, back upwards, and gold is also falling down. So right now they are in correlation. Okay, so what I was trying to say is that that M pattern does not complete here, right? Where it started this bull run from. It actually completes here. But because the market actually created this bull run, now what we can expect is that in the long run, this can actually come down and form a bigger M pattern, which is going to go beyond this 1500 level or so. So that can be an opportunity, a very good short opportunity which can come on gold, but we will trade what we see. Right, I'm looking at weekly time frame, so that particular thing can actually take months or possibly years to actually form. One important thing that I must figure out, must point out, is that this is triple bottom, and as I've mentioned several times before in my analysis, that all of these double bottoms, double tops, triple bottoms, and triple tops, all of these things are the liquidity pools for gold. Gold tries to create them and ultimately comes back. See, this is a kind of in retail trader mentality, this will be very strong support, but gold ultimately fell through it, collected stop losses, and went up. So what you can expect is that at some point in time, this is going to come down to this triple bottom and collect the stop losses there. Now this will be possible target for that to happen, because now we will have this M pattern which will push up and then fall back down. So that can happen. Now if I focus only on the local structure, which is around here, or maybe around here, so what's happening here is that market has created this complex W pattern. Okay, now when W pattern completes, the market goes down. So this was one of those levels which I gave. I will show you those levels again. And the market started to go down. Now you will also notice that we had this a supply zone here, and premium analysis clients they already had this much much before in advance. They had all these levels and all those zones which were possible, and they were they were already aware of those. So if you are interested in premium analysis on gold, you can actually contact us directly, or you can find a link to that in the description of this video. Now, so the gold started to fall down from there. Now what I can see is that this particular area, right, this area, I'm looking at weekly, by the way, this area is going to get cleaned up at some point in time. Gold is going to come to this area at some point in time and clean this up. What does it mean? It will probably fall to this and after that it goes up or it goes down, that does not matter, but this area is like get is going to get cleaned up by gold falling down to this. So that is quite a possibility just by looking at this price action here. If I go to the daily time frame, this is what has been happening. As I said, we have this W pattern here, right? This was a very good W pattern. The gold was in parabolic nature, right? As I mentioned in previous analysis, we anticipated the parabolic move in our FCP room around here, right? This is where I anticipated saying that the market could actually go parabolic all the way to this level. Now, because of this fall, gold has come out of this parabolic move, which means that market may not try to go above this. That usually happens, right? It does not actually violate. Once the market comes out of the parabolic move, it does not try to go beyond the previous high or previous low. Okay, but it may try to go up or whatever. So what can happen is market was parabolic, it fell down. Now if the conditions change, it can go up and then form an M pattern, which is very common thing, which can happen. But right now, this is this is right now. Let's focus on this particular thing, this particular structure which has been forming. So if I go to the daily time frame, on daily time frame, the market fell down, and then it created a channel sort of thing, right? And this is what I mentioned in our FCP room as well, right? The market was creating a channel, and gold was going to fall down after this. It almost immediately started to fall down, and then it looked like it was going to fall further down. The retest of this thing was done, right? This is how it is, so we are kind of staying one step ahead of this, and this all happened because this was the target which was given, right? In FCP room, the gold was supposed to come to there, touch that line, right? Touch that gap and touch that the level, and then fall back down. So that it is following the plan, right? According to Vata and according to our FCP analysis. So what we can expect is that the gold is trying to go back up to retest that particular channel that that was there. If I open the analysis, this is the level which I gave you. These are the three important levels which were given to you in the previous analysis. One was 1916 level or so. So then was 1954 and then 1979, and it came right into 1954. Remember, this was in yellow color, that means it's very important. All of those important levels are in yellow. So 1857, where the market has come to, 1857 right there. So the market fell down from there after consolidating a fell down from there, right? It tested this trend line which I posted about in the Telegram channel, went back to 1954, fell down, created this channel sort of thing, and then fell down where, 1857. So what can happen is the market is now inside an FCP zone. It is right there testing the FCP zone, and it is also at important level of 1857. So what can happen is it can try to consolidate in this area. It can go up and down for a few days or few maybe a week or so as well, right? Or because this FCP zone can actually act as a support now. It used to be resistance here, now it has turned into support. The market may try to go back up into this previous FCP zone or this trend line and then fall back down. So I'm not expecting huge bullish move here, right? I'm expecting more of consolidation here. This is now if the market starts to go down, and that is far better possibility. This gap is still open. This gap is around 1823, and this gap is the one which was left on January 1st, right? When the year started. So this is a very good target. If the gold starts to fall down, then 1823.558, around that, that can be a very good target, because the market may actually come back to close that gap up. Remember what I've been talking about? Gaps, it gaps do get filled at some point in time depending on the market behavior and market's personality, but they are never guaranteed to fill in your expected timeline. There was a post that which I posted on LinkedIn and other places, on CHFJPY. I think there was a gap which was closed after 42 years. So do not rely on saying that okay, gap has to it has to close this week or that week. You do not know about the time, but ultimately they are going to get filled depending on the market's personality. So this can get filled if the market starts to fall down, and if we see that your analysis is also lining up with that, that can be a very good target. Okay. Again, this chart will be posted in our Telegram group, which is free to join. You can always um, welcome to join there. And this is the official one, t.me Vikinsa FX. There are several channels which are running, fake channels running in this name. So do not worry about this. Just focus on this one. This is t.me slash Vikinsa FX, which you can join, and I will post the chart and updates in this. Okay, now let's look at what I envisage. What I envisage is also telling us. Now, what I envisage is telling us that market is turning bearish. I'm looking at weekly time frame, by the way, and then we had an engulfing bar closing inside the water wave, and then we also have a signal here, okay, which is also telling that the market could go down. However, they can be push up or down or consolidation, that's another matter. But approximate target on the weekly time frame is going to be around here, that is 1778. And as I said, this is the section which needs to be cleaned up at some point in time, and that's what water is also telling us. Okay, all of these targets, previous targets on weekly time frame, they were hit. And if I show you the daily time frame is also showing that the market is bearish, and this is possible target of 1794.58. Now, if you are interested in what I envisage, then check out the Telegram channel. There is a message posted in our Telegram channel related to what I envisage, so you should be able to subscribe to what I envisage from there. Right. I'll see you in the next one. This is my analysis on gold. Hope you enjoyed this and hope you found this useful. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and share it with other traders and trading communities. Have a great trading. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.